What's up, YouTube? This video is just going to be strictly of me remembering Jon Schnepp. The reason why it's taking me so long to release a video is because I kind of wanted to get the words that I wanted to say, but you know, during this time it's kind of hard to do that. So I'm just going to speak off the cap, where I'm not in my studio, where I'm not, have to prepare. It's just going to be me speaking from my heart. And I just want to talk about the first time I've ever saw and heard about Jon Schnepp. The first time I heard about Jon, there's this internet show called Clever Movies. It was on the internet. I don't know if it was still on. I don't know if it's still on YouTube or not. And they used to do this segment called It's a Wrap. And Jon Schnepp was on that show. He was on that show talking about Guardians of the Galaxy and also talking about his movie that he was producing called The Death of Superman Lives What Happened. And he was like the first person that caught my attention, because he would talk about Guardians of the Galaxy in such a hot and in a way that piqued my interest. And mind you, I never knew anything about Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't know that that was a Marvel property. But the way he talked about this particular comic book, it got me interested. It actually inspired me to do my own history of the Guardians, because, again, I didn't know who they were. And then he was talking about the movie he was doing, and he basically gave a synopsis of, what happened during the time of him shooting, and during the time the movie was being made, and then it got canceled. And then he talked about all the people who were involved, and I was like, yo, this sounds like a very interesting project. So immediately on that day when I saw him on Clever Movies, I found his Twitter, and I started to follow him on Twitter. And once I started to follow him on Twitter, I wasn't consistently following him. Like, I didn't always look at every tweet that he did. But I remember one tweet he tweeted out saying that he was on AMC Movie Talk talking about Ben Affleck being cast as Batman with a whole different crew of people. And I had never heard of AMC Movie Talk. I had never heard of John Campia or any of these other guys who were part of this thing. So I was like, well, I follow Jon Schnepp. I've seen him on Clever Movies a couple times. Let me check out AMC Movie Talk. So AMC Movie Talk was a show that talked about, movies that were coming out, that were frequently in the news of certain things. And they also talked about TV shows. And to see Jon Schnepp and John Campia talk about the new release of Ben Affleck being Batman, the joy and excitement that I seen, it got me excited. Because when I watch movies like The Town, I was like, yo, this would be perfect. Even though I'd never thought about it, I was like, yo, this would be amazing to see. But it was really cool to see his spirit blossom every time he talked about comic books. And from that point on, I started following him from AMC Movie Talk to when it was AMC Heroes, and then then it turned into Collider Movie Talk, and then Collider Heroes, and then ever since then and then I remember when his movie came out. I believe when his movie came out, it was still AMC Movie Talk. I immediately found out where I could watch it, and I watched it, and I was like, this is probably one of the best documentaries I have seen about a movie that was supposed to happen, and it didn't happen. And I was like, from that point on, it inspired me, because I've always have been me personally, I want to be a director, a writer. It inspired me to direct my own projects and things. And I remember one time I had first put out my first short film, and I tweeted it to Jon Schnepp. And I tweeted it like maybe 2 weeks after it was out. And Jon Schnepp retweeted it. And I was like, man, and I don't know if he saw it, but he retweeted it, and I was like, man, Jon Schnepp retweeted my short film, you know, and it was just really cool to see. This it pains me to see that he's gone. I wish I could have met the man. See, it seemed to me after looking at the outpour of love from actors, people at Comic-Con, and just people in general who've worked with him, who've met him, who've talked to him, he was a loved individual. And the impact that he had on this earth inspires me to be a better human being, to be a better person, to be a more compassionate person, and hearing people out, you know. And Jon has always been a light in the comic book community and in the movie internet community, and he's an amazing man. And Holly and all the people at Collider and everybody in Jon's family, I want to tell you personally, I love you guys, and I thank you guys for the impact that you have made in my life. And I thank you so much, Jon, for giving me a voice when I didn't have one. I didn't have a voice in the comic book community, and you've inspired me to even start my own YouTube page, and I have my own YouTube page. So thank you, Jon, for all you have done, and I love you, man. And yeah, so that was just me giving my remarks of Jon Schnepp. You guys have a good day.